Well, yep, there you go. We did the intro. Yeehaw, Ki-yo, cowboy, bitch, snickerdoodle on a cookie crumb Rice Krispie treat. Welcome to the DarkAbridgerEX's Spoodcast, where I try to take the Spoodcast of just talking about life, anime, video games, and all that other fun shit, and crunch it into small-ass pieces, is what I would say if I didn't miss October's Spoodcast. But guess what? I did miss October's Spoodcast. But if you were watching this or hearing this as it was live, you already know why I missed October Spoodcast. So, yeah, it was totally worth it. So, we're also doing a bit of a little experiment Spoodcast style for the abridged ones, where we are live streaming it right now on YouTube. We're doing it. I prepped, obviously, the few images that I need to get this going. Hello, Ken Wolfsum, I see you are in here. I'm trying not to talk with the chat too much because I don't want to drag out the Spoodcast for too long, but there's your example that this was indeed live, and we are like winging it, like semi-winging it, semi-prepared. Like, as you can hear right now, we got my great background music playing right now, and I managed to replicate the BGM to sound like the way it does when I edit it. The only thing, obviously, I can't do is all the other stuff that I usually edit in, but that doesn't matter. Here we are. We're gonna get both episode 3 and 4 of the quote-unquote abridged Spoodcast out, and it's gonna be something. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments, or just in general, whatever. Let me know if this is like alright, if this is, it's no different from like when I edit it or whatever the fuck, because, I'm not trying to like spend too much work on this. That's why we're doing it live this time around versus the usual setup. So, yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it for the intro. So, let's get to it, ladies and gents. Let's talk a little bit about life. So, considering that this is not so much like been a month, it's been 2 months. It means there was like a whole September and an October, and yeah, I'm really grasping for straws here. I don't think there was really much for me to report about the shit that was going on in September. There was like, what was it? Fucking just school, as far as I know. It was a really quiet month, as far as I'm aware. So, it was just more of my script writing class, which has been alright so far. It hasn't been really, like, crazy. In fact, like, it might be too little. I really feel like I'm not making the most out of the $2,000 I have to spend for my college semester on this class that's like this. But at the same time, it's like, new school, new system. I don't fucking know what I'm doing here, man. Trying to adjust to it, and so is the college, because they never done online classes before, and it shows. I've been trying to check to see what my grades are, and I'm not seeing jack shit, because either the teacher doesn't know how to do that, or they just, I don't fucking know, man. I'm doing the assignments, I'm turning them on time. I might have missed a few, but that was for the sake of this, which to me is just as important. So, yeah. I think it's even whack because I had to buy like a few fucking like some books or scripts and all, and they want us to read it, but I never really read it. Tee-hee-hee-hee. So there's all that going on, and I managed to do like some really good scripts and a midterm script as well, and I've been really just using a lot of my OC material for some of these, because it's just, I don't know, easy. Like, one of them was from my story series, The Odyssey of Dante, a little bit of angst, though I had to change one of my characters' names to another, just to avoid getting slapped on the back of the head, or potential judgment, even though the teacher does not give feedback at all. And then I just did my last script written thing this week, and I was kind of in my feelings, because I ended up writing a really sad scene, and I was the assignment was to write a scene while listening to some soundtrack and write it in the form of a flashback. And so I wrote this scene about one of these characters who's going to die, and she has like this inner monologue of her feelings during that time when she realized, I'm gonna have to sacrifice myself for the man I love, kind of deal, while I was listening to Eris theme. So I was an emotional fucking wreck. I was sad as fuck, boy. Like, oh my god. I wasn't crying. You're crying, stupid fuck. So yeah, I mean, there was also another angsty stuff. The Odyssey of Dante is full of angst, just so you know. There's just so much angst. Not like all the time angst, but the other years were rough. But yeah, so there was that going on for my script writing class. And yeah, that pretty much really does it for the school part. It's been really low key. My working out is non-existent, and I weigh more than my pops right now. I'm a little horrified about that. I checked my weight a few weeks ago, and I'm about to hit numbers that I'm not even okay with. I'm thinking of trying to go out and go for the run. At least go for a fucking run. If I can't lift weights, I don't know. I haven't tried anything with my shoulder. I'm really taking it easy, but now because I'm 24 plus 3 or 2, I turned 24 3 times. I don't have medical insurance for my parents, so I need to go see if I can do anything about that before I try to do any doctor's appointments or anything like that. Being an adult is rough. Like dog rough, bitch. So, got a little bit of that to do. But I mean, part of me not going out to work out as well is what I said, like, last Bootcast. I was trying to, like, really, get most of my time, and because of October and all the stuff that I had to do on that end, it really would have, like, fucked me over on time trying to crunch that out. And as it turns out, I barely fucking made it on that half, but more on that at the end of the Spootcast, as always. So yeah, working out is about minimal, but I do want to run and I do want to dance, so it's not like I lost the motivation to work out. I just lost the motivation to try to plan time around it or something like that. So that's fucked. I think that's about it for all the usual stuff. Last month, October, was my birthday, on the 15th. So, the few weeks of October was just a little crazy because of not only there was Halloween trying to get ready for in terms of, spood stuff, but then there was also my birthday, me relaxing and taking it easy, but then at the same time I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta get going, dude. Let's get this out. This is it. This is the final fucking week to do it. More on that spood stuff at the end, as always. I feel myself coming back to it because that was October. But October was still more just chilling at the home, I guess. I think my parents went out and I celebrated. No, that was the other month. See, I'm losing track of time already. I do know my good old friend Saki-chan, if everyone remembers her from that episode of the Spoodcast. She came over to visit, we hung out, we watched a bunch of shit. We really did watch a bunch of shit, and then we had my Spoodcast, or not Spoodcast, my drunk stream birthday thing where I was making more of my OCs. Like, I really got to pump it out, because, my OC material, the Odyssey Dante, is one of my really not really proud works, but one of my more sensitive works. Like, I've been working on that since I was 8, and I really wanted to get out. So, making sure that, like, I just, when I make the stuff, there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of passion going into it, so, yeah. So I was doing a little bit of that, made a little birthday picture where I had, like, all of, like, the brother figures just at a table. It looked like Last Supper. It was kind of ridiculous, but I loved it. It was all for some characters who are usually too busy being dark or too busy being angsty were, like, not. They were being happy, and as a creator who has tormented them and myself, it's really nice to see my characters be happy. And then I made a few more stuff, some stuff with my wife, because I love my fucking wife. But we did a lot of that, and then I did play a little bit of Yakuza, there was a little bit of singing, all that fun stuff going on. Yeah. Oh, and Saki made me she made a birthday cake for me. It was chocolate, milk chocolate. It had that little dipshit face that I used to make a lot. I can't show you, it's a little rough. But yeah, it was a pretty good face. I love it. It tasted really good as well. So a lot of that was just going on. And I think my parents also took me out for dinner at a little pasta place. It was really nice. Yeah, that about does it. That about pretty much does it for life as far as I'm concerned. So, gulp. Get ready for the fucking storm, because now it's time to talk about anime. Alright. I like to say that, like, specifically it's anime. I'm not even talking about, like, fucking, like, shows. It's just anime. Now, here's the problem when you're missing out on 2 months. There's 2 months of anime to talk about. And I've watched a lot, so I'm going to try to see if I could try to skim through some of these as fast as humanly possible. Although, knowing me, last time I fucking said that didn't happen. I try, guys. So, I'm doing this in order of how I've written it on my notes. First, we got Sakurada Reset, that anime about the people that live in that town that has superpowers, and there's that guy that remembers everything. So when this girl who can resets time, he remembers. And, yeah, so I finished watching the rest of that, and overall, I had no idea what to expect, like what direction it was going, because of the fact that it was like, you know, it was a case-by-case basis. But then it turns out all these case-by-cases had some big goal picture in mind of some ultimate goal of this one girl and her being happy. I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. So yeah, that was just really what it was, a nice, really cool, extravagant, super-powered plan with a little bit of a romance side story to it. I like that. There's this one chick in the anime with, like, office lady clothes who was like, who? I wanted more of her. Or maybe just her legs. But yeah, she was pretty good. MILF as fuck. Yep. That's about that. Then I finished watching Saikano 2. I realized I never finished watching Saikano Season 2. So I was like, why the fuck did it? I've been watching a lot of, like, the anime that I had on the back burner. Like, a lot of it was what I call the blackout period. If you haven't heard me use this term before, it was before I fell out of anime, which, like, it was like around 2017, and I stopped watching anime for a bit because I was just not in the mood. But now that I have stuff like Crunchyroll and Funimation and all these streaming services where I can watch anime on the go, I've been going through all that. So, Saikano 2 was amongst the anime that I was trying to finish up watching, and, yeah, it happened. I guess I got the nice wrapping up conclusion of whatever the hell they were going to really do. I didn't think there was, like, anything, like, that stood out besides my best girl, Utaha, being best girl. Oh, and of course, that last minute kiss. I love it. I appreciate it. I live for that. I support this ship, even though, you know, the dude's got his other goals. But, yeah. There you go, see? Abridged. Next was... Oh my god, this anime was so fucking cute. Watokoi. Love is hard for an otaku. Holy shit. Oh, I loved both pairings. Obviously I'm not going to be able to recall all the names except I have Koyonagi. That's who stands out right now because I was talking about it recently. But they're both cute. Both the main and then the sub, they're it's really fucking cute anime. Lots of, like, you know, otaku's stuff. Not super big on the otaku stuff, but, like, you know, social struggles, like the couple that's always arguing, but they really love each other passionately, and it's so fucking when they're not fighting and they have their dating moments is really fucking cute. And then of course there's your Narumi, who's like super fucking passionate and cute and trying to deal with her, you know, I think it's Kubota? Anyways, he's just so fucking cool. He's like ear candy to listen to. Of course, there's a Tomozaku Sujita being Tomozaku Sujita role, and I'm just you know, this is a great anime. I really loved watching it. There was a lot of pop cute moments that's just so fucking cute. I guess I really like it when there's anime that actually has a focused romance instead of like the generic will they, won't they. I mean, I still enjoy that too, but there's really something magical about all these animes I've been watching recently that actually have, like, they're together. And now this is where they go from here. Ta-da! Or this is how their relationship goes even further beyond. Whoa! Yeah. I feel like the only really thing I had an issue with was, like, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes the timing of the pacing of the lines were a little off. So, like, Komi to Bokeh, Straight Man and the Fool, the whole boom boom bang fast style comedy pacing that I'm in love with, and that, in case you haven't noticed, I really have a lot of in terms of my spoods. Like, it's really quickity bippity bop boop bop for the most part. I try not to let anything drag out too long. So there was moments in this anime where it says, like, man, I can't improv something stupid. What do you mean you can't improv something stupid? Like that kind of timing. Like, where it should be like, man, I can't improv anything stupid. What do you mean you can't improv anything stupid? You're Dante. Like, that's the kind of timing I want, and they didn't have that timing. So, a little bit, I think it was like mainly in the beginning of the season, it had that going on, and that was a little weird, but otherwise, nah. But yeah, a lot of cute moments in that anime. I really had a good time watching that. And then I found the OVA, and then I had more Dokis, because then it finally gave the history between the Koyanagi and the other dude. It was really good. It was really nice. Great anime. Go watch it. Next is Classroom of the Elite. Oh man. Another one of those animes where you have like that fucking corrupt system and the guy who tries to work around it kind of thing. It felt like I always had this confusion between that and Kakegurui Yui, because they're both animes with red uniforms in a corrupt system society of high-class bullshit, and then a character that exploits the fucking fucked up system, and a black-haired, red-eyed main heroine. Yeah, because that wasn't done. that wasn't confusing for anybody on the outside. But obviously I saw the two different animes, and that was a pretty good watch. There was my favorite girl was Megane-chan. Really fucking cute. I want to protect her. Precious. And then of course, I mean, I guess I was interested in the main heroine, but like, you know, I mean, it's just an archetype of, you know, my love for long-haired girls. But yeah, I think it was just really cool because, like, the dude's all neutral face and he seems to, like, have his own objective, and then at the fucking end of the season he reveals that, like, yeah, he's not exactly a good guy. He's not exactly a bad guy. Well, kind of. He's like an anti-hero, and it really hammered that, and I was just like, whoa. Whoa, dude. When the teacher said he was the most dysfunctional, and he was, like, the most fucked up out of everybody in the fucking school, even more than the two-faced bitch, was the main dude. Holy shit. I really want a season 2. Obviously I could read it, but reading's another story. But yeah, I am looking forward to more of that, if there ever is more of that. Also, I love my Megane waifu. Anyways. Oh boy. The next anime on the list was Iboto Sarebai. A little sister is all you need, which is about a writer, a novelist, who writes about little sisters, never having one, always craving for one, and a bunch of other writers going through, like, you know, the novelist struggles, turning in manuscripts, getting ideas, having it adapted, dealing with it being adapted, inspirations, personal connections with each other, and all that fun stuff. And And I was for it. I'm all for it. I've always have a soft spot when there's an anime that has, like, that kind of stuff going on with, like, writers and shit. Like, you know, because I'm an aspiring to be, you know, a novelist myself. I want to, The Odyssey of Dante, my other story, 7 Days, 8 Nights, all this stuff that I write and I want to get out. So it's like, I get a little soft spot for writing that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Main dude was passionate about Little Sisters. There was, like, this girl who ends up drawing his stuff that's a manga artist that's passionate about panties. And I'm just like, bro, there's so much passion going on. And then there's, like, the main girl, or not main girl, but, like, main girl that's interested in the main dude. And there's, like, the whole secret, like, I do want to be with her kind of thing, but I don't want to live in her shadow. I want to be past her and all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh my god, it's so cute. There's focuses. There's ship fuel focus. But then there's also the girl that's also pretty cute, but, like, she doesn't stand a chance to the other girl. I'm just like, oh, rip. This, like, love triangle or love square, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But, yeah, it ended so suddenly, and I want a little more of that. I really do. But, yeah, I really appreciated the amount of passion going in behind it, into this little story bit. So, yeah, that was really refreshing to write, or read. Watch, fuck. Anyways, so after watching an anime about a writer writing about Little Sisters, the next anime that I end up watching is My Sister, My Writer. We go from one guy writing about Little Sisters to another dude who sort of writes about Little Sisters. Sort of is the key word. But it involves novelist, and it just has Little Sisters. So, as you can see, I really like animes with novelist. Little Sisters just slid their way into there. It's just a coincidence. I assure you. No. I don't like... Oh, okay, listen. I'm more of an Onee-chan kind of guy, so let's just get that out of the way. Okay? Onee-chan for the win, please. Anyways, so the anime was more of about this guy who tries to be a writer, but he kind of sucks. But then it turns out his little sister was writing as well, and her stories do better than his. So, because of her circumstances, she can't actually, like, live the novelist life and uses her brother to work in her place. Family restrictions and school duties and all that shit. So, the once thought to be too cold towards me sister is actually a brocon, super passionate about her Oni-chan, and, there's, like I said, incest in anime is wincest for me, and there's something really, I tend to really like passionate characters, so it's like, you know, she's all passionate for Oni-chan, or like, this dude's passionate for Imotos and shit. Like, it's just, I like passion. I like passionate characters. I'm a passionate guy. I like people with passion. So, yeah. Shut up. Anyways, so there's that whole thing going on, and him having to deal with all the, he acquires, of course, his little harem of other people who are after him, like the big boobied artist who draws her stuff, the big boobied manager who apparently likes to seduce this. They're all thirsty for the dude, and then there's the girl that the dude likes her works for, that's also a fan of his works / his sister's works, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, another goddamn harem. Not that I have a problem with it. Fucking, what was it? Ahegawa Sensei is really fucking cute. Like, I'm not for like big busty characters. I think it's just because, like, she's got like this nice blonde hair. She's really cute. Her foreigner accent's just cute and all that shit. But obviously, I don't know. The little sister had purple hair. Okay, she had purple hair. What do you want me to do? And yeah, so there's that. Oh, and then there was the other girl, the voice actress who wants to voice the little sister in the anime, and fucking yes, she's also really fucking cute. She's my second choice. Of course, she got rejected, so ripperoni pepperoni, but what are you gonna do? It's an anime about siblings. You can't pick anyone besides the sibling. That just goes against the thing. Unless it's a visual novel. Then you can make that choice. There should be a visual novel for shows like these. Anyways, so yeah, that was a watch. That was a really fun watch. I think I was watching the OVA, which was really fucking hilarious because there was like a VR game and all that shit. That was one thing, but the real fun thing was this VR part where he's supposed to like save his sister, and if not, he dies or whatever, and the game keeps going till he wins. And it goes from like a cheap Saw reference to Die Hard, and the Die Hard thing was just so fucking stupid because then the dude, he was talking like this. Oh shit. Oh, oro no imoto. And I'm just like, get out. So there was that. This next anime that I'm going to talk about, oh my god, this next anime I'm going to talk about, Gamers, also known as the anime that's slightly about video games, but more about a love misunderstandings, the anime, where everyone's just full of misunderstandings of what's going on, and it just keeps getting worse, the anime. God, that was such a fucking funny anime. I really loved the beats and the bits in that anime. Like, where the pacing was good, the fucking, like, delivery, the whole zing, this bazaar, just really good, and the, like, bouncing off each other, really, really good, and a little bit of that defying expectations kind of thing, except I kind of knew the expectations were going to be defied, but it was done in the way that was satisfying for my taste. I really loved it. Main girl was really cute. Yeah, I really appreciate the ship, and I really loved the fact that their ship did get to happen. It was just drowned out with more fucking misunderstandings. Also, there's another dude, the other second dude who I can't remember his name off the top of my head. No one's name I can remember off the top of my head. But the other dude who was formerly an otaku and then tried to be Mr. Cool Boy is also my fucking spirit animal. He had great fucking faces, but also a lot of fucking moods in his bits, and I'm just like, oh my god, I love this. And my favorite character right there, my dude. And then his girlfriend was really fucking cute too, but she was like normie as fuck, but what are you gonna do? There was like a bunch of fucking ship fuel going on, and I'm just like, bruh. A lot of ship fuel, a lot of fucking good comedic bits, but, you know, yeah. I really wish it did try to not spend so much time on the misunderstandings, because while it did get hilarious at some points, or crazy, or misunderstandings just got whack, I don't know. It just, yeah. I think my favorite bit out of the whole thing was the confession, and how there's like this whole like inner monologue going on between everybody, and then there's panic here, and then the dude asks her out by accident, and then she accepts it, and everyone's like, eh! I was like, this is the good shit right here. And then like the OVA, or like the last episode, one of the two, was just spent about talking about how fucked up the gaming industry is right now because of all the gachas and DLCs and shit, and I'm just like, huh, okay. That's the most gaming gamers ever got. Because it wasn't about the guy who joins the gaming club that competes to get trophies and shit. It was everything else. But, yeah. That was something. After that, I chilled the fuck out and watched a more chilling, relaxing 3-minute anime. Also super fucking cute. Which was Love is Like a Cocktail. Love is Like a Cocktail. I might have typoed that. Anyways, it's the cocktail anime about the girl, about the husbando at home who's a bar dude, bartender, gets a wife, makes her cocktails, and when she's all cool and collected, but as soon as she drinks, she's the cutest thing on the fucking planet. She's the cutest thing on the fucking planet. And then you get a little bit of education about how to make cocktails, and there is one that I want to make involving butter, milk, and something else that I'm forgetting. A banana, I think. No, honey, banana, and milk. That's what I want to make. There's something I gotta make with that. I have it screen capped. I'm gonna make it. It sounds interesting. I want it. So yeah, that was really nice, short animated, like breeze through in like a few minutes. But yeah, definitely worth the watch. This next one I didn't get to finish watching because Crunchyroll took it off without warning, or maybe they did, but either ways, I didn't get to finish watching it. I mean, I could watch it on YouTube as well, in Chinese, in its actual native language, but forgive my mispronunciation, but I'm definitely going to be better at saying the Japanese name and the English name, but it's okay, I totally butchered that. 200%. Anyways, so it's it's actually called, in Japanese it's Enmusubi no Yoko-chan, or Fox Spirit Matchmaker. It's a Chinese anime that got a Japanese dub, and it's interesting, alright? Let me tell you what. The first few episodes, interesting pacing, for sure. So, naturally, I watched the Japanese one first, and the Japanese delivery is as you expect. It's as good as you expect from the Japanese delivery. You know, it's their turf. Anime's their turf. But because the actual anime in Japan, in China, is like meant to be like half the episode or like 10 minutes or whatever, the Japanese dub has it combined into one episode. I think it was like 4 episodes just for one. So it's a little weird on the pacing at first. It just goes everywhere because it's 4 episodes combined into one. And so it's a little whack. But even if it wasn't broken into that, you'd still think the pacing's just a little weird. Because it's like, it starts off with like this dude with the goddess making a contract, and then it starts with like this one girl trying to follow this one goddess and kicks her out to go get the dude. Then you get to the dude that she's gonna be paired with, and the dude's doing his thing, goes on a dating show, but he doesn't even get to start the dating show because then it gets interrupted by this fucking government trying to stop him from stopping their plans, and then suddenly the girl falls from the sky and they're having a whole argument, comedic bit, while people are just standing there watching them, and then they get attacked by dogs, and then there's an action scene, and then there's a random girl who is relevant, who then gets dragged into the mess, and now there's another god that's getting into the fight. Like, it was like so much fucking everywhere. And then there's another fight going on. And it was just like, what happened? It was totally whack for the first few episodes. But it got better as it went on and stopped being so fucking crazy. So, the only other issue I have is, I don't know what is it about dubs and why can't they just fucking, like, no matter if it's Japanese or English, why you just can't get it right. It is so fucking weird watching the Japanese dub before I went to watch a little bit of the China one, the original Chinese animation. While the voice acting was great, and there was like some change in BGMs, for some reason, the sound effect department was fucking lazy. Like, what the fuck happened? You know how you're supposed to know that, the weight of something, you could feel that there's like tension. If there's wind blowing, you hear the wind blowing. If there's a claw coming your way, you hear like a big ass claw, swoosh, and a bang kind of deal. The impact of sound design that's supposed to be there. It was non-existent. For some reason, there were some moments where the sound design was like, alright, like better than the original Chinese, but a lot of the times, it was lacking oomph, and it was fucking weird to watch. Like so, for an example, there's this one scene where, like, one of the dudes, he uses a powerful wind spell, and he repels this giant fox swinging at him, and then the fox grows in size, there's rumbling going on, and there's supposed to be a big swoosh effect, and a kind of thing, as I was just describing. Yeah, that's missing in the Japanese like, dub. It's there in the China one. It's there. It has the crunch. It makes sense. It's there. But for some reason, I don't know why they couldn't just, like, send a version of the fucking anime without the voices. Like, I don't understand how we don't have the technology to get it over there, so all they really had to do was replace the voices in Japanese, right? Like, easy job. Maybe if you need to change a few background checks, sure, you know? But, like, what? The scene in Japanese, where a dog grows, no real audible sound effect. It feels like there was something missing, like having a sandwich that's supposed to have, like, meat, cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce, and tomatoes, just had, like, lettuce and, like, a few pickles. Like, it's missing the meat. It's missing the meat to chew on. And so the dog, or the fox, grew, no sound effect, and then when he swipes his claw over, no whoosh, just the sound effect they included was the glow of his claw, and then a low-key fucking, like a low-key whoosh effect. It wasn't even that powerful. It was so fucking jank. I hated the sound effect department in this anime. It's really good. I mean, it gets better but the sound effect department is still lacking in this, like, Japanese dub. And then also the intro. The original Chinese intro is a fucking banger. It's got, like, bum 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 bum, like, it really fits the Chinese setting kind of thing. And it even, like, has, like, some fucking rock going on, and, like, the intro animation works with what they said it. And then there's the Japanese one. The Japanese one is, like, it's really cool. Like, it's nice, it's beautiful. But, like, it uses the same intro, rearranged a little differently, and I think it uses some footage from the anime, which, if you haven't heard me talk about anime before, I really hate opening intros that reuse footage from the anime instead of having original stuff. And it's a really slow song. It's a really slow, emotional song that's still in Chinese, so it's not like it's even like an exclusive Japanese version of a song or whatever. It's still a Chinese song, just really slow. And the tone is off because the video for the intro is the high-packed action one, and it's just weird. What are you doing? They do have the audacity that even after, like, the credits roll and all that shit, they play the original Chinese version of the credits at the end, and then they even tell you, like, here, come appreciate this from the original Chinese version. So what the fuck happened to the opening? Did you not get the rights to have Are You Ready playing in the fucking intro? Fucking weird. So I got, like, 1 or 2 arcs into this fucking thing, and then Crunchyroll took it down, only reminding us about the fucked up thing about streaming services is that they could just take away anime and your opportunity to watch it is out the fucking window. This is why we are hard, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I really had a lot to say about that fucking anime because... Ooh... Fox Spirit Matchmaker, guys. It's got a great dub, but a shitty sound department, and the pacing at the start is whack as fuck. But I'm sure if I got to finish it, I would be able to sing its praises. I mean, well, I did, in a sense. I'm definitely interested, and I wanted to watch more, because it was getting better. But my opportunity for that right now is out the fucking window. Until I can, like, find another way to watch it. I mean, at best, the only way I'm gonna be able to watch it is in Chinese. So, there's that, but, like, my beef is, you know, when it comes to anime, there's a way you're expecting to hear it. There's a certain way you're expecting lines to be delivered, how they should sound, and all that stuff. And when it comes to the fact that it's anime, it's Japan's turf, they know how to deliver this stuff. It sounds right. In Chinese, it just sounds... It just doesn't sound right. It's, like, in my opinion, a little worse than, like, an English dub, because at least an English dub tries to carry it, even if either the voices are too deep or not fitting for the character, or they miss the impact. But this one's just kind of off the entire time for me. It just feels weird. It's not meant to be for me. So, yeah. I just want things to be right. Okay, so that was most of September's anime. So now we're getting into October. Let me just drink a bottle of water real quick, because fuck. Fuck. So the next anime that I'm gonna talk about was one that I was going through really fucking slowly. I was going through this one really slowly. Probably because, probably like what I was doing with Sakurada Reset. Like, after I finished an episode, I just did my own thing or listened to music often. I guess October was just a really slow month for me to watch things, aside from the currently airing anime that we're watching right now. That's also going to be just talked about. But I watched the Ancient Magus Bride. That anime. The one with the giant big skull dude and a little redhead. I had the word to describe this. I think it's Miyazaki. Is that the word I'm looking for? Is that the guy who does those anime movies that, have a lot of beautiful worlds that a girl just gets to explore and be like, wow. Oh, excuse me, I fucking burped. But yeah, that's what that anime felt like, There's a super depressed girl who's gone through super depressing shit because she could see things that other humans can't see, and they can even harm her if they want. And because of that, her family, which used to be a nice, happy family with a dude who used to help defend off these creatures, leaves the mother, and the mother offs herself and does the whole thing like, I wish you were never born, to the daughter. So she's in a dark place when she gets taken in by some government agency and gets put up for auction and gets bought by this dude Elias, who's like an ancient mage who fucking that's like old as fuck and like a mix of fairy and fucked up. So it's like he's pretty big, pretty fearsome looking, but he's wholesome as fuck apparently. This anime felt like it was gonna be like one of those dark tones, but it's interesting. It has its moment of, it's like I said, the word is Miyazaki, right? It's got like a semi-dark setting, but not really. But it's got like that Disney feel, because you get to see all these cool sights. Like Chisei, the main girl, gets to see this cool mage's house, the fairylands, a valley of dragons, and like all these people look fearsome at first, look antagonistic, but then they're actually chill as fuck, and they're all just being super friendly to the girl who's traumatized as fuck and making her believe in humanity again and in herself. So it's it's a really wholesome, magical, beautiful looking anime at times. So it's just yeah. And then it has its moments where a comedic bit kind of happens out of left field. Like there'll be a semi-serious talk, there'll be one little comment made, and then ha 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 ha. I really like those bits, but it was definitely interesting, because there's this dude who gets renamed to Ruth, and I was like, he looks like V. Hey guys, I found V. Turns out, not only does he look like V, but his Japanese voice actor, his Seiyu, is the same one who voices V in Devil May Cry 5. So, on top of that, he's a dog familiar. So they did this before V became a fucking thing. And he's pretty wholesome as fuck too, because he has a really lot of he has this really entertaining looking dog face. He's very expressive kind of thing. So he's semi-cool and shit. A lot of Chisei getting into danger and fainting a lot because her body of slave buggy or beggy or whatever is really fragile and shit, and she keeps doing all these things to save people. A lot of incidents here and there. And the most dark that anime ever got was this one character who does fucked up things, because he's someone who can't die and he's going insane from all of it, so he does some pretty fucked up things. That was the most dark that it gets, is when he's involved in an incident. But otherwise it was mostly dramatically wholesome at moments and some little comedic parts. There's this one girl who is in the Magi's home, and she barely speaks any words. In fact, she doesn't speak at all. I think she was a banshee or something like that. I don't know what the whole lore about banshee is, but either ways, she's really fucking cute. Her backstory made me feel for her even more. And she's got like this little cute boat peep little look to her, and you know, you just want her to be happy and things. And then she has like these cute pouting faces. And then her one episode that she has, she says like a few words, and I'm just like, oh. And I'm just like, best girl right there. She might just sit around and just clean the house and all, but she's my best girl. Ta-da! So, yeah, that one I took a while to watch because it was also like a 24 episode anime, plus a 3-part OVA, which I finished watching recently. Which I didn't know where it was going to go, if it was anything further from the plot. It was just like, it's like in this middle ground where it's not really anywhere at the beginning and the end or the middle. Like, it's just, it could be anywhere. But it was just more into Chisei's background, her tragic background and magical journey and shit. I'm just like, oh man, a little bit of feels here and there. But yeah, Maybe Surprise was pretty good. I was definitely taking my time with that one. Good anime to watch. If you like that, like, girl goes into like this whole new world full of magical things, and a little bit of darkness, a little bit of light humor moment here and there, that's a good anime to watch. So let's see. What's the next anime that I've watched? Alright, here we go. We're gonna start talking about this currently streaming anime. So, Higurashi New. Whoo! So, as everyone is saying, and I've been saying since since episode 2 happened, it's Higurashi New Game Plus, but like, it's like semi-reboot, but semi-New Game Plus, because, you know, it goes in, I kicked the thing, it goes in with, like, Rika, one of the girls who, it's an anime that involves a mystery and I think it's a virus, a curse for sure, and paranoia and people killing each other, and people dying, and then the girl Rika dies and people just get fucked. And there's a whole thing about her being sent through other timelines to try to fucking figure it out and not have people die and shit. And she eventually succeeds in what we are classifying as the original timeline, in the original airing anime. I can't keep track of what other names I add on, but yeah, it was supposed to be over. And then this new anime starts, and Rika's like, wait, what? We're back? We're doing this again? Are you fucking kidding me? I thought I did it. I thought I won. Why? So, we go into this first arc all over again, with Rika being slightly aware, but it feels like she really didn't do too much. She tried as much as she naturally could. And at one point during the anime, when it was starting to hit those familiar beats, they changed it. It looked like things were about to go in the right direction, and I was about to be like, okay, all right. But then it turned out, near the end of the first arc, that I wasn't sure if it was his paranoia or whatever. But then it turns out the exact opposite of everything we knew was happening at that point, and people die. But what was fucking horrifying was that not only did Keiichi get fucked, but he lived. Well, until like the end of the arc, of course, because once Rika dies, everybody dies. But that bitch was stabbed several fucking times. His blood was like all over the fucking room. And all he was doing to take Rena down as she viciously, maniacally laughs and stabs him to death is hit her with the clock until she died. And somehow they patched him up together and saved him, while Rena apparently dies. And then, of course, because once Rika's dead, like, this little virus thing or whatever starts killing off everybody, and they all go fucking nuts. So, like, it was still a bad ending, but Keiichi didn't die right away. And, well, Keiichi didn't murder 2 people this time. But, we're in the second arc involving Mion and Shion, also known as my other favorite girls, because I really do like Rena when she's not clawing at her fucking neck to the fucking virus thing or whatever, and killing bitches, but it's, I believe it's Shion, the not long-haired sister, they're both long-haired, but the elegant sister, love her. Pretty beautiful, hot, schmexy, the whole enchilada. But of course, because it's Higurashi, everybody's fucked up, so yeah. I really need to go back watching it a little bit. I did watch a little bit of Higurashi real quick to see how, like, the original arc played, to see any deviances and all that fun stuff. But, yeah. I need to find a way to watch it, because there's, like, no way to really watch the original anywhere. And I have it on my computer. It just means that I'd be sitting down and watching it on my computer. So, yeah. There's all that fun stuff going on. So yeah, that's... Higurashi is a trip. I really love the new intro. It just, you know... I got chills at the end of episode 1 when it played the original intro of Higurashi. I was just like, whoa! And then they had their new one, and it's all, like, perfect. It's just, it fits the mood of coming back to this shit. And then I saw the Umineko references. I'm like, oh! As an Umineko fan, I appreciate this. Umineko and Higurashi, guys. That's the good shit. How long has this Spookcast been going? We're at 52 minutes. Not bad, not bad. But we're about to eat past episode 2. Duh. Alright. I'm gonna leave this next one for last, because obviously I wrote it, but I don't want it to be talked about right away. So instead, we're gonna talk about the DarkAbridgerEX's anime real quick, because it's one of those short-as-fuck animes. When I saw the title on Crunchyroll, I didn't really know what it was, and I didn't really click into it. I tried asking while something is the English title. But DarkAbridgerEX's, for those of you who don't know Japanese or what that is specifically, is the style where you sit on your legs. Like, you know, you're sitting down on your legs and you bow. It's a style of begging or apologizing. Either ways, it's a really respectful thing to do. And there's an anime now dedicated in first-person view, POV style, of a guy who will ask. There was one episode where it was panties, but for the most part, this dude passionately begs to see these girls' boobs. And then, of course, they cave or something. The other episode earlier was panties, so there's that. And it's obviously degenerate shit, but, you know, I love my quick amusement shit, especially since the guy voicing the perverted guy is Tomozaku Sujita, one of those funny VAs who can do nice serious roles or fucking hilarious ones, typically really good in comedy. And he's playing the pervert, and I enjoy it. It's fucking great. So, yeah, there's that. And then, of course, the credits/opening theme is catchy, and you got Tomozaku Sujita in there, so I'm just like, alright, yep. Really cute girls there so far. I think my favorites was the teacher, and then the panties girl. Definitely looking forward to, like, this blue-haired one. But, you know, it'd be great if there was some part about legs and shit. I want that. Please, I'll DarkAbridgerEX's style for that. Kick. Anyways, that's the end of that. Let's go to the other short anime called One Room, where I found out there was a Season 2, and I didn't watch Season 2, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? So I went to go watch Season 2 and the first episode of Season 3, because I'm behind. I'm really hoping I get one more, like, you know, One Room is this anime, obviously in first person, no spoken lines from the dude, it's all monologues from the girl. Like one who was like your student that you end up dating or something like that, or maybe you were tutoring her. I don't remember which one. Either ways, there's that going on, and then there was a little sister who was trying to make sure your shit was kept together. Some band girl, and that one I liked because it was Mimori Suzuko, one of my voice actress waifus. So yeah, and then Season 2 was continuing more of the first girl, so I was like, alright, cool. And then another new girl from the Hot Springs that was pretty fucking cute, and then, who was the last one? Oh, model girl, ballerina lady. I was just like, alright. you know, this is still all cute, still all doki doki and stuff. And so the new season starts with, like, your kohai, and you're, like, fucking doing gardening and shit, and she's gonna transfer, and, you know, it's just that, it's this nice, cheap, cute thrill that I still enjoy because I just enjoy romance, all that stuff. And then, recently, we got the little sister back into it, and I totally forgot about her until I was like, wait a minute, why does she look familiar? So I go back to season 1, I'm like, oh yeah, you again, you're back, okay. So yeah, that's just one room. It's just one room. Guys, it's just one room. There's no 2 rooms, there's no 3 rooms, there's 1 room. Looking forward to more of that. Can't wait to see who the third girl is, because I recall not being too fond of the little sister too much, because I'm just like, whatever. I'm just waiting for the third girl. And I'm still feeling that. And she's still playing the second girl. So I'm just like, rip. I'm sorry for your loss. But, it's alright. I guess my appreciation for her still stands just a little. I don't know. That's it. Alright, so next was let's get this one out of the way. I just watched the Sugimomo OVA that just came out recently. And, was I watching hentai? Because I think I was, like, light, not super hentai, but, like, comedy hentai, because obviously in OVAs is the uncensored episode of something, so a lot of it was fan service stuff. Not that I minded it too much, since, like, I like my cheap thrills. So, yeah, that was just something I was watching, and thankfully, I was watching it alone, downstairs, no parents, because I wouldn't want them to walk into a pair of boobies. Nope. So there's that. I really was hoping for more Sugimomo, because I'm still devastated after the last season. People died. It was just nice to see the gang all back together, even if it was just perverted stuff non-stop. But, yeah. Alright, so this next anime, we're almost there, guys. We got two more animes to talk about. Was Tonikawa Kawaii. The anime where a dude in high school gets run over by a truck trying to run to a girl, but then the girl saves him, and with his strength of how cute she was, the power of moe, he confesses to her and wants to go out with her, and she's like, I will if you marry me, and he's like, totally, I do, and then she vanishes, and then she shows up after a few years, after he's like, failed to get into any big high school or whatever, working part-time jobs, living in this small-ass apartment. They reunite, they get married, and it all just goes from there, developing a young, wedded life relationship. And I'm just like, okay, but this anime is also really fucking cute. The wife really is cute. She's got like the whole mature, not like super elegant, but like, you know, she's mature and sweet, refined kind of lady with her passions for stuff. Like she'll like flip her lid and be really eyes glowing about movies and shit, and I really love that. You know, it's that gap moe kind of thing. Or she will get all blushy and nervous if you start calling her cute and shit. And the protagonist is a very passionate guy, so I appreciate this already. Very passionate guy about how cute she is and everything he wants to do for her, like get a TV so she could watch TV, get a mattress so she could sleep somewhere, or, you know, get a ring because, what was it? He wants to have a symbol of love kind of thing. All these things going on, and there's a lot of kissing, and I really like kissing. It's really cute and romantic, so, yeah. It's really nice because they're married, so there's another one of those focused romance animes, so you get to really appreciate the romance, and I like it. I really do. It's a really fucking cute anime, and that's really what I could say. Also, fucking drum and bass dubstep intro. Wasn't ready for that, but yeah, I really love it. The girl's cute. Kasa's really fucking cute. I realized that I did a little Photoshop and I changed her red hair to blue and like, hey guys, it's Umi. Ta-da! But yeah, so that's currently airing, and it's great. If you like romance like I do, go watch that shit. Last one! Last fucking anime to talk about. Guess what anime that is, guys? That's right. If you were thinking that I was leaving Love Live, the Nijisaki Girls, for last, that's exactly it. Oh my god. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to watch it because I was like, wait, where is it airing? What streaming service can I watch this on officially? Because otherwise that means I'd have to yar it and watch it on my computer and sit down for 20 minutes. It was on Funimation, so I got to watch it. And oh my god! Third time, it's the charm! Like, you know, I think, aside, like, Muse was, you know, an iconic first original favorite, obviously, and GM18 exists because of it. Compared to Aqua's even, who I felt like was like a shadow, a remnant, living in Muse's shadow a lot of the time, even though I do have my waifus from it, and Yohane was better than Nico and Kasumi by any stretch of the day. It was like, obviously they had their similarities, but they were still different. I don't know. This group might just be my fucking favorite. Because, like, you know, there was a few girls in Muse that was just like a no for me. One of them obviously being a mega no. There was like two girls, my bottom two girls in Muse, and I'm just like, even three, technically speaking. And then, like, there was a little less with Aqua's. Aqua. Fuck it. There was a little less, but it wasn't like a solid, I don't like them. It was just like, I prefer these girls more than the other. And that's back again with the Nijisaki Girls. And these girls are fucking cute. And they got really nice voices. And I really don't have any, like, aside from Kasumi, who is not as bad as PayPal, but I still, you know, the other girls are still cuter than her. It's just, wow! Fuck! And, yeah, it's really good. All the fucking, like, the whole fucking music videos in, like, almost every episode. They perfected their CG skills at this point. It's amazing. It's like the best I've seen so far from Love Live. Love Live Part 3. Third time's the charm. Stardust Crusaders. It's great. Setsuna had a really nice startup to, like, the show. She had fucking fire! She did a Confractus Ratio to do her goddamn concert! Oh my god. And she kicks. She's Akiyama. It's just, bro. She's got vocals. Her songs are amazing. And, that's how she shot to be one of my favorites. But there's also Ayumu, who's also really fucking cute. Oh my god. That's like, she's so sweet, cute, waifu. Like, oh my god, I love her too, and it's always nice. I just really like her. I really like Ayumu. But like, none of these girls have ever been like making me go because then there was also who had her super spunky, Genki energy, really positive and get going kind of thing that I really liked. And so when her episode came out, like, I just came to like her even more. And yeah, I'm waiting for Shizuka to have a moment, have her episode, because I really want to learn more about her. Like, she was one of my favorite normal cards from back then that I really liked. So, you know, she still got me attracted both, like, voice and design-wise. Because, as we all know, I like my long-haired girls, and brunette, I just keep swinging over. Yeah, so she's really fucking cute. I'm beautiful and stuff, and I'm waiting for more of her. I'm glad that Kanata is gonna be, like, the next one, because she was also someone that was warming up to me, because, like, I wasn't sure how I felt about her back in the normal days, but her chillaxing tone was starting to grow on me. And then Emma, even. I wasn't really pulled in by her. But then her anime comes out in her episode, I'm just like, oh my god, she's cute too! Like, all these girls, every time their episode comes out, they just win me over, except Kasumi. Their little arcs they build my affection. The only person who didn't really change how I felt, albeit maybe gave me more points than how she initially started, was Rina, because I wasn't really about, like, the monotone, I don't know. Whatever her dealio was, like, I wasn't, like, super for it, but I wasn't against it either. Let's get that one fact straight. And her episode, I did have feelings. Like, when she was going through her whole struggle, like, I felt that, you know? I did feel things. So it's not like I disliked her, and I want to make it very clear that I'm not speaking negatively about her. Nothing really changed except, you know, I got a little bit more respect for her. I think that's just really what it comes down to. Same thing with Kasumi. She is above Kasumi, in my opinion. So, there's that. And then her persona with the thing on is cute and all, too. So, you know, it's there. But I definitely still have, like, the other girls a little higher in my book. So I can't wait for Shizuka. And I was blown away, because obviously, I guess it's because I didn't play the game at this point, but the manager, there's a manager girl now into the whole equation, so I was like, oh look, there's 10 girls in the group. That's phenomenal. No, Dante. There's only one girl that's not in the group. She's a manager. Oh. Okay. Interesting. We have the producer son of Love Live, who touches all the girls in almost every episode. She's a fucking swag master. Her name had to be you. She's just one Nadakami away from summoning personas and wearing glasses instead. And, I like that. It get that self-insert kind of thing. Passionate about idols, passionate about Ayumu. It is me, because she really likes Ayumu, and I like Ayumu. She's fucking cute. Fuck. So, yeah. It's been a great watching that anime so far. All these Confractus Ratio concerts held on the fly. I had so much beef with the last episode. They're like, what was it? Kasumi was like, whoa, you decide to have a live event? And then Setsuna's like, that's so sudden. I'm like, shut the fuck up, guys. You start random concerts out of nowhere and Confractus Ratio, a whole stage and a music video. You can't tell Rina she can't have a concert on the fly. Ha! But, yeah, they clearly spend a lot of that episode building up to it, since she can't just Confractus Ratio her way in. Okay. I mean, it was great. I love Love Live Part 3. It's good. This new group is great. I'm trying not to get sucked back into Idle Hell, and I'm still not gonna fucking play the rhythm game. I'm not getting involved in these gacha games anymore. But it is definitely my heart. Maybe on YouTube I can go watch those fucking events or whatever the fuck for these girls, because Ayu is my fucking wife. Fuck. So, I think that's gonna be it about talking about anime. Before I die. Oh, right, and of course, they defied expectations. They put Setsuna to be finished by episode 3 to stop the fucking student council bullshit for the 3rd time in a row. And then, of course, the last girl was still a cold and distant girl with a really deep voice. Yeah, it was something. It was something. Let me just drink water real quick. So I've been talking for a good hour and 11 minutes, it seems. Yeah, we're about to hit that standard Spoodcast time at this rate. Or at best, maybe I'll even hit the Wardcast, what they tried to aim for, standard time. I'm gonna expect Sean to bash me on this if he does go to listen to it. But, yeah. So, that's it about talking about anime. Let's go talk about games. And then talking about games, it's not really talking about games, it's just talking about Yakuza. So, since last Spoodcast, I finished Yakuza 5. I don't remember where I was on the last Spoodcast, but I know I finished Yakuza 5. It was a big-ass finale. The finale was really long. Finale chapter, go through another cycle of playing every character, doing some bits like, once you're back in Kamurocho, there's still more things to do. And I was perfectly okay with that. Kamurocho's home, bro. So, especially since I was digesting most of the game, I tried to do literally as much as I could in my favorite fucking engine of the Yakuza series. So I tried to do as much arena as I was willing, the Coliseum as I was willing to do. Get all the moves for the characters to the best of my ability. Or at least do the breakthrough, fighting against the Komaki boys, and that was fucking rough. Of course, swag out the hostesses, do the whole hostess stuff. I was there for a good time. There was a lot of finale streams that day. I'm sure everyone was getting tired of it. But we did it. We played it. We had the moments. And I had feels. I cried. That ending in Yakuza was just, it strikes home. It hits home. Like, I mean, the impact's a little different because you knew Kiryu's not gonna die because Yakuza 6 exists. I feel like they really wanted to wrap this up. Like, this was gonna be the last Yakuza game. Because of the way they were, like everyone's been, the way they were talking about all of the historical events of the Yakuza series. Like, how it felt like everything was really just coming together. This was his last journey kind of deal. And, yeah. There just felt like there was a lot of love letters sent throughout the whole series. And then the last Majima battle, which was really fucking great. And Haruka's little speech, which got me a little emotional. And Akiyama being a fucking badass and saving Kamurocho. There was just a lot of things that was going on that was really crazy, and I really appreciated it. And then, Kiryu's final boss fight happens, which my only regret was thinking that the guy was going into a dragon mode. Because I fought the Amon clan, as always, and Haruka's was, like, a little thrilling, a little on the edge of my seat, but not that bad. And then fighting most of the Amons as every other guy besides Kiryu was a little tight, but not super bad. But once I was Kiryu fighting against Joe Amon, the fucking dude busting out his dragon mode, doing Akiyama's air kick combo, and the projectile umbrellas of the other Amon dude was really fucking me up. So, with all of that going on, and the fact that I was going to the final boss with a big, huge amount of health and a lot of nice, cool QTEs, I was thinking I was going through that again. I probably could have played that boss battle better if I knew that wasn't the case. But I had my moment. We had our voice acting moments. It was fucking great. And, yeah. It was an emotional moment watching Kiryu trying to, like, make it back to everybody, and then he wakes up with Haruka. And it's just like, I've written, like, an ending similar to that, so being in the person, like, who you love in terms of family in your arms before fading away, that fucked me up. That fucked me up. When Haruka showed up, I was fucked up. I cried for at least 5 fucking minutes. Everyone who was there at the stream knows exactly how bad it was for me. Like, I needed 5 minutes. I was wrecked. Oh, man. Oh, man. I really hope Sean wasn't listening to that. I better warn him that the Spoodcast has a Yakuza 5 spoiler. 1 hour and 16 minutes. So yeah, that was Yakuza 5. Someone write in the general Dark fandoming, people watching live, to write 1 hour and 16 minutes to avoid the Yakuza 5 spoiler, so I could tell Sean in case he watches. And as I go on, I see that Manga Watakoi bundles second OVA. Fuck yes, thank you, Rizu. Alright, so that was Yakuza 5. So then I was on a Yakuza week, because I'm really trying to finish Yakuza series as soon as possible. Kind of. I was trying to finish before 7 so I could be ready for 7 when 7 comes out, and I don't want to feel like I'm going to play laser dodging room with the Yakuza, with any people posting Yakuza content, because I don't like to be spoiled, period. No gameplay, don't show me any gameplay stuff. I don't, like, story, that's already a spoiler, but I don't want to see anything. I want to come into this as raw as I fucking can. So I was trying to get through the Yakuza games as fast as I could. But as we know, October happened and I wanted to get a Spood out, so that didn't really work. All that I really accomplished during Yakuza week was finish Yakuza 2, the original, from whatever I was left off at, and get halfway through Dead Souls. So, playing through Yakuza 2 original, I still had my rough moments of, there's, I can't remember. It's the fighting dude. The roughest thing about Yakuza 2's combat was any enemies that kind of dodge you, and you're gonna get a little fucked, or it's just a little crispy. You can't approach it recklessly just going in, rushing in on people. You have to actually be a little tactful. And I appreciate that. I really appreciate playing the Yakuza 2 original style, and even fighting the tigers felt really good in the original, especially the fucking soundtrack that's playing during that. Oh my god, so good. Yeah. The fucking cabaret management business, though, was ass. Like, it was really cool at first, but as, like, progression to make it to, like, fully upgrading the place to where you need, and then have all your girls at maximum mood to progress, that was ass. That was when it took so long that I thought I fucked up and wasted time and money, so I reloaded and did all that all over again. It was really cool at first, and then it dragged out too long and started impacting me a bit. But I did it. You know, I still made my effort to do as much as I was willing to do in that game, which involved cabaret, and of course, the cabaret business, and even being a host of a host club. It was really fun, all good and shit, fighting against Majima in classic style. Like, everything just felt good because I was playing it in the classic Yakuza fighting style, whereas in Kiwami 1 and 2, Kiwami 2 was fucking Dragon Engine stuff, which it's good, just not the exact same. And then in Kiwami's case, you can't even use the Dragon style because it's, unless you do your New Game Plus, because it's non-existent. Yeah. Blech. So, yeah, that was that's just one of the struggles. So yeah, I really appreciated playing through Yakuza 2 original. Ryuji's fight was fucking hard as fuck in the original, dude. Like, I was trying to avoid using as much health drinks as I could, but he pushed me to the brink of like death, bro. But still good, because the Yakuza system is like, if you're attacking someone, they could just counter you. That was one of the other things I was trying to mention, was that there's like one dude in Yakuza 1 who would automatically sweep you if you don't, like, tactfully approach him and attack him. If you just rush into him, he'll just sweep you automatically. Shit like that adds like a layer of strategy to the old Yakuza style games, and I really like that. So yeah, that was I mean, that's really all I could just say about how I felt with playing through Yakuza 2. It was great. So then we go to Yakuza Dead Souls, where we currently are, and, yeah, like, it's not the shit, but it's not shit either. Like, it's an alright experience. I get to play fucking Yakuza with zombies, and, you know, I had my due share of fun of going through, as a completionist, going through as much things as I possibly could, doing all the sub-stories, which still have their sub-story charm, with a little mix of the zombie mechanics and all that shit. One thing I really only hated was the fucking chase mechanic, because after Yakuza 4 did a better job at making Yakuza 3's chase system, and then Yakuza 5 having the best, not best version, oh, maybe best version, better than everything. It was really rough that I had a really jagged charge attack only and the gun just to shoot down zombies in the way, and it was just, some of these chase sequences go on longer than needed to because for some reason they decided to get jank on that. Okay. And then of course, like, a lot of me was just doing a lot of like the completion points, not exactly completion points, but the version of that was called directives, so I'm doing a lot of that. Getting a lot of points, getting a lot of money, still doing my sub-stories, still going to see my hostesses, because I like that. But I also really like that now you can partner up with hostesses to take down zombies together. I love it. I love that part. And then a lot of customizing weapons, because I was just, I was in the neighborhood, so I'm going to do it. And I'm glad that I did, because I have, like, ultimate weapons now. They glow. It's amazing. The leveling up system, the fact that for the first time in the series, your shit just transfer over to other characters now. Like, you upgraded those shotgun, you did all this effort investing into one character? Congratulations. It wasn't in vain. All the other characters will share it with you. You don't have to worry about leveling up from scratch. You don't have to worry about sharing money or sharing items. It's just all there, waiting for you, my guy. And I'm like, that's good. That's really good. I like that. I like not having to, like, start all over again every time I gotta fucking do something. So, and it helped me, like, there's a lot of the DLC stuff, I usually don't get it, because I'm afraid that, oh man, I'm gonna brick myself of another character, like I did twice in Yakuza 4 and 5, one with giving Akiyama too much stuff, and in Yakuza 5's case, giving Akiyama too little stuff, because Haruka took everything. So, it's like, fuck, bro. It was really nice. Helped transitioning better, and yeah. Helped me get through the cabaret stuff and a bunch of other crafting materials so that I don't have to worry about it being a thing. Oh, I really enjoyed playing Majima, because obviously I haven't played a post-Yakuza 0 Majima since Yakuza 0. So, it was really nice to be able to see how he acts towards his other clan members and how he is, because he's really ecstatic about the zombie invasion. So, you know, it was a fun time. Fun time with his dialogue, fun time even with hostesses, which apparently isn't his thing, ironically enough. Honestly, there's been a Yakuza 0 development since then, where he manages a hostess club, and then, you know, yeah, trains one. Like, you could say that he's fucking sick of it by then, but back in the day, he was doing that. But, yeah, it was really fun playing Majima. I really liked his theme. I enjoyed going through his stuff. It was nice playing a post-Yakuza 0 Majima. And then, by the time I finished my Yakuza week, I just started Ryuji, which is nice to get back to playing. It's really nice to see a guy who, you know, comes back. He just didn't die. He just became takoyaki chef man with a Gatling gun arm. Because why not? Still haven't seen why he even how he got the Gatling gun arm on, or what the whole story about that is. But it's there. He lives. He's still as wholesome as hell. He's a nice, like, change of heart since he stopped being Mr. Old, have a Yakuza war and only one dragon. You know, when Ryuji chills the fuck out, he's not a bad guy. So we spent some of our stream earlier this weekend going through a lot of his stuff there. a lot of his sub-stories literally just happen in the first chapter he gets to finally roam the city. He does a lot of fucking rescuing and escorting that was like making me nervous at first. But if he didn't have a Gatling gun arm as a default weapon, I probably would have enjoyed it less, because it was a saving grace at times. Also, a lot of vehicle options too, because he drives a fucking forklift through some parts of the area. It's just crazy. I think one of the things to know about the game is, like, after you've done most of your directives and you're just crafted a lot of stuff, you kind of just start speedrunning through this town and not bothering with a lot of the zombies and mutants, because it's like, why? After more than 1,000 kills, you just slowly start slowing down on all that shit. Or 10,000? I forget. My kill count is really high, and at this point, it's like I don't need to unless you're in my way, kind of thing. It's like swatting a fly. So, and the other tedious thing is that as more the city gets quarantined, accessibility to get around everywhere is a pain in the ass. Because, like, I go to do the Hostess Club thing, and Jewel is, like, all the way up in north in Kamurocho, and we're starting all the way down south at Kamurocho. And I have to slog my way through the maze of zombies just to get there, and it's just, like, a little crazy. It's just a little crazy. So it's like, let me drink water real quick. It's a pain in the ass because once you gotta go on the date with the hostess, you have to leave the quarantine zone for her to call you. And then you have to meet her in front of the club. Now, in Shine's case, it's the closest because the street you start on is right there. You just waltz right up and it's over. In Jewel's case, it's not fucking close, so you have to do that fucking twice. And I'm just like, ugh. So, I don't know where Kiryu's gonna be, because at this point, I'm betting most of Kamurocho is just, what? It's just gonna be that one street at the very end that we get access to? That's it? I don't fucking know. But, it's gonna be a bitch to try to do the hostesses. And just making it there. But, it's still I still enjoy my time with the game. The only beef I've ever had so far, aside from, like, maybe those few little things, and the Doctor's challenge of trying to defeat zombies with an explosive, was the recent boss battle I had with this guy called Pops, who was a takoyaki chef, who became a squid-like mutant. That boss was a pain in the ass, and that was one of the few times I actually died in the game, because trying to shoot his tentacle arm off was a pain in the ass. Trying to aim that was probably like the only time I've really had a beef with this game, because that boss fight was ass. And then just when you thought all you had to do was keep shooting his arm to do damage, no, there's a part 2 where now you can shoot him a lot, but you still gotta dodge his arms, and it's doing a lot of smack damage and knocking you down and shit. But my saving grace was the fact that they gave you a hint that, hey, you might want a grenade. And I'm like, okay, when I reloaded the game, I came back with some more health drinks, which was still getting eaten to fucking death because he kept whipping me, and then I get trapped in like a hit lock for a little bit. But a few grenades made the process faster. I actually was going to beat him the first time when I had no health. But what I didn't know was that you have to do, so they have like a heat snipe thing. It's like heat actions, but heat snipe, where you shoot and you do a little cool thing. Like, you can use a heat snipe to shoot explosives or any interactable stuff. And in enemy's case, it's like a counter heat shot snipe. And you have to beat him with the heat snipe. Which, shit, I had the chance, but I missed it. And then he whipped me to death, and it was over. That was the only time I've had a problem with the game, because that was just ass. So yeah, I still have one more chapter on him left, chapter 4, which I'm sure is going to be short main content-wise, but there's been this guy who shows up near the end of every chapter who's like, hey, go into this maze-like thing and get down to these floors. Discover the mystery for me. Kind of shit. I skipped it as Akiyama, I did it as Majima, and that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now I got Ryuji to do again. And then that's truly it for Ryuji, and it's Kiryu time. I'm almost there. I'm almost done with this game. And then it's going to be Yakuza 6. I definitely won't lie that I definitely gravitate more to play the actual Yakuza games than Dead Souls. But I'm a Yakuza fan. I want to experience it. I want to play it. I do have my enjoyments from it. You know, it's just how it be. But I'm definitely looking forward to doing more of the traditional beating the shit out of people. Because that's one of the more cathartic parts of playing Yakuza. So yeah. That's it about my Yakuza gaming. I'd still have so many games on hold waiting for me after my Yakuzaing stuff is done. But in the meantime, I'm gonna focus on getting the series done and not sidetracking anywhere else, because that's not the type of gamer I am at the moment. If I binge something, I'm binging through it. And I knew what I was getting into once I started playing this series. So, there's that. If y'all have a problem with that, then in the words of good Kiryu, Control-Shift-F.
Fuck you!
I'm just kidding. Don't leave. And but yeah, that's it for Yakuza game. So now let's go talk about some Dark Abridger stuff before we wrap up this not so abridged Spoodcast. Glah. Wait. Anyways, last part is talking about like some updates going on with the DarkAbridgerEX. I've been keeping you guys up to date lately. I have been using the community a lot more to just talk about stuff or the progression of things, to let you guys know how things are coming along. But you know, we did get our monthly spoods get out. I did my Halloween one, which we did stream and we did make, and I do need to upload bloopers, which I will upload on the house for free as part of a trick or treat. That's your treat, because obviously I did it live. I showed people how it was made, and so everyone was there. So it should be free for everybody. So that's going to be a thing I need to get out. Then, of course, I got one half of Resident Evil 3 out on Halloween, which, my God, if I didn't do that, if I tried to still do with my original plan of getting the whole thing out, I definitely would not have made it. But thank you guys for voting, saying that you wanted me to release the Spood as intended, with Resident Evil 3 and 2 together, and in my Spood movie style, my spoovy style of, like, first half of Resident Evil 3, then Resident Evil 2, and then the other half of Resident Evil 3 to wrap it up. Because, obviously, it's a cool idea. I just want to get it done. But I really need to figure out... I really need the voice actor or actress that I'm waiting for lines on to wrap up their shit. Because, obviously, I've been waiting for quite a while, and they've been going through some stuff, like a little bit of colds or voice troubles and stuff, and you know, there's only so much you could do, and I really don't want to replace this one. Like, the reason why the character was even replaced in the first place was because, you know, someone backed out. They couldn't handle the workload. That's fine. It's whatever. Life happens. Yeah, so this one that I don't want to, like, replace her just because she's taking too long or whatever. She's good. Did I say she? Fuck. Well, there you have it. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on, and I really want to get this out as soon as I can, but what can you do? What can you do? So, they tried to make a little more progress last week. I'm trying to check up on them and see what's going on, looking out, but make sure I'm not putting too much pressure kind of thing. Yeah. Until that happens, I'm not sure if I really want to release, like, the first few minutes, just in case I get abandoned again, because I have abandonment issues. So that's the status for Resident Evil 2. I'm unsure if I'm going to, if they're going to back out or not. If they don't, that's great. I just need to make sure I can get lines from them. Once I take care of some of the little tidbits for this month, I'm going to try to resume editing Resident Evil 3. There's a few tweaks I'm going to be making to the first part. After watching it a few times, I took notes on it. They're like small changes, like add a few more zoom-in angles to Marvin and shit, or a reverb effect that I thought I put in and I should have put in, kind of thing, but nothing too big. But yeah, so I'm gonna get that half of Resident Evil 3 done in Hopefully I don't have to deal with too much fucking Sony Vegas crashing on me. It's been a very, like, nice editing session for it. It's not, like, super bad editing Resident Evil 3 because of the fact that I turned the music off and there's a lot of the sound effects already in the game. It's just really quiet. Like, once I start putting it in action, I really don't hear the sound effects as much as I wanted to. But, you know, it's been nice. I've been working around it. It's been not as chaotic as editing Devil May Cry 1. Aside from Sony Vegas crashing on me. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not even Sony Vegas, just Vegas crashing on me. Because it's not Sony Vegas anymore, and that's why it's shit. But, yeah. So we got that going on. We made the Halloween special thing. I'm gonna see if I could try to bust out another Spood skit. We're winging it. We're just trying to get stuff out. You know, provide a little more content. I did release a little bit of a snippet of the Odyssey of Dante. It's like really in the buttfuck middle nowhere of the series. Like it's a series where you grow up with the character. You know, from when he was 10 to when he's fucking in his 30s or 40s or whatever. So it starts when he's like 17 or 18 kind of thing, and there's like a whole arc of like going through time kind of thing, not like through time, but going back to checkpoints loaded kind of thing, kind of like a Sakurada reset kind of deal, or maybe a Steins Gate kind of deal, going back in time to checkpoints and trying to do it differently kind of deal. And so it's going through this arc where he goes through the entire thing from the beginning because he really fucked up, and then there's a character who shows up and wants to duel him or test him and shit. So I worked on that. I worked on custom ornament to like make like a bunch of the pre-fight panels, and then I made the video of a dynamic battle intro Yakuza style to it, and it was amazing. Thank you, Sacred Tier Lindsay, for working with me on the fly to do it, because I literally just called her up and I'm like, hey, can you do this right now, like ASAP? And she's like, what? Okay, here you go. And I think that was the first time that I did not ask a redo from her, because often I ask redos from Lindsay. But for the first time, I did not ask for a redo from her on that, and it was great. So yeah, really good stuff. I released that, and we maybe try to get some stream highlights out, because obviously there are some moments in these streams that are just fucking ridiculous, like the improv and all that stuff that just comes out of my ass and create stupid situations that I have a good laugh out of. I do plan on streaming after this is over. I want to make a little bit more progress. I did make a little progress on Friday, and I'm trying to make that up with today's after Spoodcast streaming. So yeah, hopefully I can finish up and wrap up Regis part and get a little bit started on Cutie before that's over, and then we'll try to get back to making a little bit more Dark Abridger progress. But at the very least, I do want to my fucking throat, get some of that shit done. So yeah, I gotta start working on GM18 Season 2 script, because I'm running out of time before some of my voice actors who are going to leave me after this year leave me. So I want to make sure that they can get their lines and record those for me before they vanish. It's the songs, it's the only thing I'm going to really worry about, because obviously they're not going to sing the songs, and I'm going to have to get a replacement singer for it or something. I don't fucking know. It's fucking crazy. It's chaotic. GM18 behind the scenes, along with Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 Spood, behind the scenes, disastrous. Let me tell you what. Fuck. But, yeah. I think that's, that about does it for my, quote, not so abridged Spoodcast. Ta-da! Ah! We did it, guys. I did it. Thank you for joining me on this on-the-fly experimental abridged Spoodcast live version style, whatever the fuck. We fulfill the quotas. Here we are. If you want to leave a like, a comment, or and all that stuff, that is totally up to you. No one's forcing you to do anything. But do let me know how you felt about the live stream version of it, and whether you just like the edited version of it. I mean, it's the abridged Spoodcast, so it's like, it's kind of like in the back burner. Thank you to my patrons, my elite tier patrons. of I Has a Voice, Phoenix 4A, Tazbreaker. You guys are great. If you guys want to, you can support me at patreon.com/DarkAbridgerEX. All it takes is $1 to be able to just see bloopers and all that fun stuff. And, yeah, that's about it. Remember that, that if your front lawn is on fire, don't put it out with a fire hose. Just fuck, I don't have anything stupid to say. You know what? If you don't have anything stupid to say, then just go home. Unless you're home, then get fucked. All right, cool. That's it. All right, bye-bye.